Miranda's conscience. "Why can't you take care of a little dog?" The pain in his expression seeped into his words and turned his voice ragged. He rubbed his shoulder like it was hard to concentrate because of the discomfort. The heat of rising irritation evaporated most of Miranda's compassion. Obviously, he hadn't gotten the memo that he wasn't the only one with a life. "Shouldn't you be inside getting more slaps on the back for your latest architectural award? And I didn't see you with a date. Where's the requisite hotel heiress?" A muscle in his jaw flexed and released in a steady cadence. "I wouldn't bring a date to my grandmother's funeral." No, she supposed he wouldn't. Ah, that's right, it was a wedding, if I remember correctly. And she definitely remembered correctly, even if it had been 7 years, 3 months, and 12 days ago. Her hand went to her hip, and she notched her chin up to stare him down with silent tude. He looked away. "I didn't invite her. She just showed up on her own. Forget it." The familiar weight of disappointment and heartache crushed Miranda's chest, just like it had back then. Her gaze shifted to the jagged tops of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, mostly blanketed in snow this time of year. "What are you doing out here, Talmadge?" Miranda loved to say his name, just like him. It was unique. It caressed her lips like warm butterscotch every time she said it, which she'd purposefully kept to a minimum over the years. Because she adored butterscotch. Damn it. "Just getting some fresh air and looking around the place. I did spend a lot of time here with my grandparents when I was growing up." He surveyed the weathered siding of the inn, his eyes traveling up to the roof that was in desperate need of new shingles. "It's really decayed." She stroked Lloyd's head, but the cold air nipped at her exposed bottom again, and her hand shot around to her backside. Bea tried her best to keep the inn looking nice, even after your grandfather passed and she had to close it. But the last couple of years she didn't have the same strength she used to. That's why she sold the place to me. Talmadge flinched, and Miranda wasn't sure if it was because of his injured arm or the truth about his grandmother in the inn. "Sounds like you did a pretty good job keeping Bea company in my absence. Why is that?" He looked up at the squeaking lift, the muscle in his jaw working again. Miranda's rhythmic petting of Lloyd's head slowed. "What do you mean?" Talmadge turned expressionless eyes on her. "I sent money to help Bea out. I'm sure you were well compensated for all the help you gave her." Miranda's jaw locked down so tight she thought it might come unhinged. "I did not take money from Bea." Miranda may have grown up dirt poor, but she'd never taken a thing she hadn't earned. She certainly wouldn't have taken money from a sweet old woman like Bea, who had taken Miranda under her wing and encouraged her to do more with her life than wait tables and live on tips. Of course, he wouldn't think so highly of Miranda. He had become accustomed to crusading celebrities who poured money into his environmental projects. He was also no stranger to young, beautiful women who had the same last names as hotel chains and were remodeling and trying to go green. If the celebrity magazines were accurate, he had become well acquainted with a few over the past 7 years. He shrugged with his good shoulder. "But you did let her loan you the money for the inn." "It's an owner-financed contract." Miranda's voice had gone low and shaky. "And Bea was my friend." "Don't you have friends your own age?" "Of course I do." Her teeth ground. "But your grandmother needed someone to schlep things around, and I was it, Talmadge." This time his name didn't roll off her tongue like butterscotch. Her words were more like a steady flow of hisses. "Was there another reason you spent so much time with my grandma after I moved away?" "Just what are you suggesting?" And there went another hiss. Miranda slid the tip of her tongue against her teeth, just to make sure it hadn't forked. He lifted a shoulder. "Just gathering information, that's all." Bea was like a mother. Miranda's eyes started to fill, and her voice went all croaky. The grief over losing Bea, the best parental role model Miranda had ever had besides Bea's brother Joe, was finally rising to the surface, like a storm churning over the ocean. Finally catching up to her, a tidal wave of tears surged toward her. "You know what?" She leveled a hot glare at him. "Bea and I signed..."